seek for all eternity to be beautiful and good. The moment is finally upon us.
At last.
There is not a soul creature born from this universe that can resist the desire to know their true purpose and discover their true self.
To discover those answers, one would travel to the ends of the universe.
Yes, and so it is finally time for the divine light of wisdom to be released. Only the creator of the universe can emit such power.
The sun of truth will rise over this entire planet, while the whole universe will be watching.
Listen carefully, my soul. I have here the door to the truth.
More than 100 billion years ago, the primordial God, the Creator, intended to create the third dimensional universe.
And then, on one fortuitous day, a tremendous phenomenon gave birth to the stars.
The Big Bang.
Stars were the first forms of life full of consciousness.
And 5.5 billion years ago, the primordial God chose the beautiful planet of Venus for a great creation.
It was El Miore, the first ninth-dimensional great spirit of the solar system, who was responsible for creating lives on Venus. And the very first of these experimental life forms was a cross between an animal and a plant.
But after that, El Miore divided his creation to plant and animal life forms, and he watched as they evolved over the next 2 billion years. Until one day, El Miore decided to create human beings on Venus.
Since then, over 1 billion years has passed, and the planet has been witness to the rise and fall of many civilizations. Eventually, Venusians gained the ability to travel through space and communicate with other planets.
They created a utopian society. Life in this society was based on the principles of love, knowledge, reflection, and development.
However, one day the primordial God said to El Miore,
I am delighted that the experiments on Venus have been such a success. They have surpassed my greatest expectations. But now that perfect harmony has been achieved, further evolution henceforward will be difficult. Massive volcanic eruptions will soon take place on Venus. You must move some Venusians to other neighboring planets, where they may assist with the evolution of those planets. The other Venusian high spirits must take part in the creation of an entirely new spirit group for the planet Earth. But on Earth, you must start from the very beginning. Call upon the spirits from the other planets. Educate them so that they may create an ideal planet that will contribute to the evolution of the great universe.
Since the living conditions created on Earth were fairer than on Venus, higher goals were set for a more dynamic evolution. Thus, a special environment had been created, one in which souls would be able to...
The time has come to begin the creation of the human race here on Earth.
It was at this time that El Miore, the former ruler of Venus and the first ninth-dimensional being of the Earth, changed his name to El Cantare, a name that embraced the meaning of the beautiful land of light. El Cantare moved the spiritual life force of the Venusians that he had once created to the planet Earth. and he granted them the power of procreation.
Live as human. Wisdom and courage. Grace and compassion.
And so, human beings were. The descendants of those human beings multiplied steadily. And when the population exceeded 770 million,
These humans should have the opportunity to experience leadership.
So El Cantari then decided to have them teach and guide other human-like entities who were transferred to Earth from neighboring planets. And he invited 3 grand spirits to come together to draw up the master plan.
These 3 grand spirits from the 9th dimension presented their ideas on how to integrate the human-like beings into Earth.
Seemed arrogant, and El Cantare decided to invite another group of immigrants to Earth. 1 billion new immigrants arrived from the constellation Orion in a huge fleet. And with them came yet another 3 grand spirits. Next came the 3rd group of immigrants, totaling 2 billion entities who journeyed from Pegasus, and they brought with them
as a result, the 10 ninth-dimensional grand spirits all assembled and set forth to guide the terrestrial spirit group of Earth.
As it stands now, El Cantare's spirit group has increased its numbers to more than 40 billion, whereas the total of all the immigrant groups represent less than 10% of the whole population. The number of immigrants needs to be increased.
Are you proposing then another immigration?
No, they can multiply on Earth. We must create a Pytron. It will be used to reproduce the spiritual bodies of the immigrants. And at first, the plan seemed to be working. However,
many of the bodies who were recreated with the Pytron forgot their spiritual nature. They soon abandoned themselves to a world of materialism and other. After their deaths, these spirits began to inhabit the bottom level of the spirit world.
And this was the beginning of hell.
Before its numbers reached 1 billion, the production of human spirits by the Pytron was banned. And then, some 120 million years ago, one of the leaders from the Magellanic Cloud was reborn on Earth. He became attached to status, material goods, and sensual pleasures, and as a result, became corrupt. He fell to the bottom world, unable to return to the higher dimensions. Incensed, he instigated a rebellion against...
For he was jealous of Enlil, the leader of those who emigrated from the Magellanic Cloud.
The poison of jealousy has the power to turn even an angel into a devil.
Until finally he became the king of hell, conspiring with all the other evil spirits residing in the underworld.
The dark thoughts of these evil spirits of hell formed a mass of impenetrable clouds, which was so dense that it blocked the light of God, leaving the realm of hell to waste away in utter darkness.
Our problem is how this will affect the earthly world.
The hungry spirits of hell intruded upon Earth. Beat 'em up.
The spirits from the underworld found those earthly beings who had dark thoughts and possessed them, fueling their desires and feeding off their negative energy.
What's so wrong with having fun?
Over the course of the next 120 million years, the world was filled with all sorts.
But when the beings who had been possessed by the evil spirits died, they could not return straight to heaven, and so the population of hell kept growing, and the spirits continued to venture onto Earth. This resulted in the population of hell increasing, with its inhabitants.
What we are dealing with is...
And so, in order to purify the world, the Earth consciousness called forth great catastrophe.
Human beings could no longer survive there, but neither could the inhabitants of hell.
They kept falling deeper and deeper into the abysses within hell.
They shall never experience the glory of victory.
Another civilization has been destroyed.
We couldn't help it. It was the only way to purify the world on Earth.
If only we had some other way to break this vicious cycle. Then there would be no need for such destruction.
The world on Earth should be purified through the inner light of its own people. If the earthly world is filled with light, it will eliminate the source of negative energy. And eventually, over time, hell itself will disappear. Let the world on Earth be illuminated once again.
They began to purify the earthly world. Meanwhile, the inhabitants of hell continued in desperation to expand and gain control of the world in an effort to escape the agonies of hell. And for over a period of more than 100 million years now, there has been a constant battle between the high spirits and the inhabitants of hell.
But why doesn't God simply destroy these evil spirits from hell?
Because he granted freedom to all souls.
Even the freedom to do evil.
Evil is a distortion caused by the conflict of free will.
God extends a helping hand even to those souls who misuse their freedom, patiently waiting until they have become aware of their faults.
And so you see, he has put this great project into practice.
This project had already been planned 17,000 years ago.
17,000 years ago.
Yes, For it was then when El Kantari's light descended upon the lost continent of Mu.
He was the Emperor of Light.
The continent of Mu appeared on Earth approximately 370,000 years ago. It was about twice the size of Australia and located where Indonesia now stands. 20,000 years ago, the first signs of civilization appeared, and 3,000 years after that, under the reign of Lamu, the civilization was able to reach its peak. At the time, the continent was called the Moa continent, but it soon became known as the Mu continent, taking the name of Lamu.
The Mu Empire has entered the age of advanced solar technology, and the people are enjoying its prosperity.
Hey, you're late. Hurry up.
But I am concerned.
Your Majesty, it is time for you to get ready.
Even now, people are straying from their spiritual paths. The traditional primitive worship of the sun is no longer capable of nurturing people's souls in this new age. We need a higher teaching, a teaching that will contribute to the prosperity of our Through the use of solar technology, our civilization has been able to make great advancements and achieve remarkable progress. And it is in the midst of this prosperity that I make the following announcement. The time has finally arrived to establish the kingdom of God. But before we can do that, you must first know what God is. Like the sun, God is filled with immeasurable light. And like that light, he will continuously pour his love onto us without ever asking for anything from us in return. When you become aware of this love, you'll know, you'll understand, you will know that God just like the sun. As children of God, it is necessary for human beings to learn to live in the spirit of giving love. Living with the spirit of love means sharing what God has given you with others around you, instead of keeping it for yourself. One must never be selfish. Casting the light of love into others' hearts and making them happy, this is the act of giving love. Furthermore, all you people of Mu must remember to constantly work towards self-improvement. Not only in academic learning or technical skills, but you must especially aim for spiritual improvement.
For spiritual improvement?
The most important thing in your life is to strive for spiritual improvement through various experiences in life. Because ultimately, this is what will bring you closer to God. That being said, do not waste your life. Do not waste this year. Do not waste a single day. And do not ever end a day, a minute, or a second without learning something. People of Mu, the time has now come for you to rediscover your true selves once again. And it is time to fill this land with happiness. Come and let us establish a magnificent utopia on the glorious continent of Mu. This
Lamu was not only a great religious leader, but he was an excellent ruler as well. Each night, he would converse with the high spirits and ask for their advice on determining national policies.
This is how we should govern a country. Rulers should humble themselves before God, opening their heart and listening to what he says. For if they were to make a mistake, it would affect the lives of the whole population. To make important decisions without seeking advice.
You've made great progress. Yana! Coming!
Lamu, also known as the Great Light of Mu, illuminated people's souls, and under his guidance, the Empire reached the peak of prosperity. He proved to humankind that right faith can bring infinite happiness to each individual and prosperity to an entire society.
However, after the death of Lamu the Great, things began to change. His people gradually forgot his teachings, and the empire, which was once at the peak of its glory, began its eventual decline. Those who had forgotten the great teachings of Lamu were unable to accept the power of enlightenment. They mocked his teachings of love and compassion.
Until ultimately, the continent of Mu disappeared deep beneath the ocean in 3 stages. Some of the Mu were able to escape in boats. These were the ancestors of the Vietnamese, Japanese, and Chinese peoples.
But some others sailed eastward. After the disappearance of the Mu continent, some of the Mu made their way to Atlantis and brought with them their science and technology. The civilization of Atlantis reached its peak when Thoth, the Great Master, descended to the continent around 12,000 years ago.
Thoth, the omniscient and omnipotent, had great knowledge in a number of fields, ranging from religion, politics, philosophy, science, and art. Under the guidance of Thoth, Atlantis developed a civilization based on advanced technology that even Mu could not rival.
Thoth then cast the light of wisdom upon his people, which accelerated the progress of civilization.
After which, the light made its way to Egypt, then to Greece, and then to Rome. It became the original source of Western civilization that blossomed later in history.
So the light of El Cantare, which reincarnated as Lamu and then again as Thoth, descended to the Andes to become the king.
Every day.
Oh, great God! I humbly thank you for inviting me here.
Human, where is your sacrifice?
What? Oh, you mean, do you want the...
Bring me your sacrifice.
Yes, right away, sir.
The creatures who deceived the humans in the name of God were reptile-like aliens called reptilians. The reptilians liked to eat the animals of Earth and occasionally enjoyed eating human flesh, too.
They brainwashed the Earthlings by using the name of God, when their true intentions were to invade and overtake the Earth.
But this was a violation of the Universal Code, which states that no planet should interfere with any other planet as long as its people live with a spirit of love and harmony.
They cunningly devised a plan that would not breach the Universal Code.
They brainwashed individuals and used them to instigate disorder in society. This gave the Reptilians a reason to interfere. They then intended to have their compatriots immigrate to Earth so they could control the planet before the space police interfered.
I'm here to take your daughter. She has been chosen to be the next sacrifice to God.
Listen well, everyone. I have a message directly from God. He wants you all to know that we are the chosen people. to us, God!
That was not God!
It's him. Rient Al Crowd.
King Rientaro Crowd? But why?
King Rientaro Crowd, now is the time. Let me get this straight. As if interrupting our sacrifice wasn't enough. How dare you have the audacity to claim that wasn't God? Have you not heard the ancient legend? Did you not see those flying ships in the air? Who, if not God, could possess such ships? There can be no stronger evidence that that was God in there. Step aside. From now on, we shall rule this country in the name of God.
You should know that the power of flight does not make one a god. We know how to make a balloon fly through the air. And before that, we had the ability to fly ourselves. So you see, aviation technology does not make someone God. After all, it is our ancestors that once descended from the sky to this land. They flew over from a continent called Atlantis in giant flying ships.
Impossible. No way. How is it that you know all these things anyway? Show me the evidence. I want to see the proof.
I possess the power to see the past, present, and future of all mankind. I also have the ability to exist beyond time and space.
That can't be. You're lying.
The civilization of Atlantis flourished under the guidance of the great guru Thoth. But 2,000 years after Thoth's death, his people forgot about his teachings. They began to believe only in science and technology. They denied God and the other world. They even persecuted the faithful, those who respected love and spirituality, by burying them alive in the town square. Dark clouds created from their evil thoughts covered Atlantis completely, and the reaction of the Earth consciousness caused the continent to sink beneath the ocean. Some of the population headed for Egypt. They created a new civilization there. Others landed here on this land of Inca and planted the seeds for a new civilization.
Then explain to me who those people were in those flying vehicles.
If they aren't gods.
Those beings that tricked you were merely aliens.
Huh?
There are many different beings from numerous planets. Some of these visitors from other planets can be very amicable, but even as we speak, there are others who are planning to take over this planet. That is exactly what they are conspiring to do now.
What will happen if they decide to attack?
I know of only one way to protect the Earth from these aliens who are equipped with highly sophisticated technology. You must use the power of love. Through the spirit of love, people's minds can come together as one. Only then will they not be able to take advantage of us. We have this power, and that is why they want us to hate each other and fight with one another. Together we can protect this planet, but first we must fill our hearts with love and strive to become closer to God. This is the only way that we will be able to succeed.
I refuse to believe any of your lies.
I believe.
What were you expecting to receive from those aliens? What kinds of things did they promise you? Look inward to the universe located within each of you. There you will find infinite possibilities.
The universe within me? Is it true?
God does not exist outside of you. God exists deep within you.
And that was how Riant Arl Crowd protected those on Earth from the malicious aliens. He simply showed them the mystic power of love.
Once again, the light of El Cantare reincarnated itself in Greece. It was about 6,500 years ago when the golden light descended on the island of Delos, this time as Ophelis. Ophelis was later called the fundamental god of Greece, for he was the one who laid the foundation for Greek spirit by teaching self-development and performing miracles with the power of faith.
And 2,000 years later, the golden light descended to Crete in the Aegean Sea as Hermes. Hermes taught about the spirit of love